Hey guys, today I would like to talk about a very well-known CSGO marketplace called Dmarket and the dark side of it. Since a lot of negative stuff has been popping out about them recently, I feel like more people should know about it before using their services. And since some people in the scene are sponsored by them, I'm not too sure if a lot of YouTubers will be talking about it. So I might as well cover it and spread the news. So as most of you know, Dmarket is one of the biggest CSGO marketplaces where you can buy, sell and trade your skins, and the CEO of it is Ukrainian, and as far as I know, most of the team behind the website is too. And to avoid all the bad words in this video, I'd rather use illustrations for certain words to avoid YouTube stepping in and not pushing out the video. So when Russians went into Ukraine, the CEO of Dmarket decided to make a pretty huge move to block all Russian and Belarusian users from their website. At first, it might be seen as another sanction to motivate Russians to protest their own country and step up to stop the things happening in Ukraine, and I believe that it's totally fine if they chose to do that since it's their website and they can do whatever they want. But things didn't stop there. They not only blocked the users, which by their statement made up 1/3 of their customer base, they froze their money and skins too, and I feel like that is absolutely and definitely wrong of them. If they chose to block them and freeze their accounts, letting people take out their money and skins would be the least they could do since it's their money and their skins, but Dmarket chose not to, and it's definitely not a mistake. Recently there was some drama over on Twitter and Dmarket answered that there is no update to those sanctions and Dmarket is unavailable for those countries. And people went mad, since people that have nothing to do with the bad stuff happening in Ukraine were losing money while buying skins or selling them on Dmarket when they just wanted to buy or sell pixels over the internet. And Dmarket was even liking tweets that stated unpopular opinion. I think it's okay if Dmarket can assure Russian users that they can have their money when the bad stuff is over, which is kind of insane that a website that middlemans between people buying and selling skins can decide to pay out people or not to, or when would they like to do that. And thing is that they're proud of it because they never delete such tweets that most people would consider damaging their brand. So it's definitely not one of those cases where the person running the Twitter account forgets about the brand and goes all out due to his emotions, since more than 20 hours passed after their tweets and the tweets they liked and nothing changed. Well, usually stuff like this doesn't last longer than 30 to 60 minutes before it gets fixed and apologies are posted. So basically, long story short, they chose to scam their customers because they're angry at Russia for doing bad stuff to their homeland. So they're taking money from innocent customers that trust their website and they keep it to themselves. For example, one person said that Dmarket took one of his friend's balance and said that the money will go towards Ukrainian CTs and then just blocked his account. Of course, I don't have any proof of that, so I can't really say that it did happen. But taking a look at their Trustpilot, we can see a ton of negative reviews. Most people are complaining that they're being ignored, not answered, even scammed by the site, and so on. So it could be the case that the guy mentioned previously did get blocked and didn't get any answers, since it seems that things like these happen quite often, sadly. This guy is another example of the bad customer support. He states that he tried depositing some Bitcoin worth around $300 which got lost and he never got compensated, and the customer support didn't help him at all, which is very unfortunate and sad. As he states, it's not too much money for him, but other people probably lost way more due to these incidents, and I assume other people didn't get refunded as well, but that is just my guess. Even in my previous video about testing CSGO marketplaces, where I mostly talked good about Dmarket and how the experience of using it was nice, I received a negative comment about their customer support. It states that they choose to ignore another user, making him solve his own problems, making it way harder than it's supposed to be. And there are a ton of cases like these happening daily, it seems, since there are negative 1-star reviews on Trustpilot almost daily, and most people don't really use Trustpilot and leave reviews like that. So it's up to you to assume how many incidents like these happen daily. Coming back to them blocking Russian users, we should also probably talk about the fact that some people are defending them. We do have to think rationally that most people from the blocked countries that got scammed here did absolutely nothing wrong. They can't control what their country is doing at all. But since it's Russia and a lot of people dislike the movement in Ukraine and Russians themselves, especially in the CS scene because they're usually very toxic, don't try to communicate in other languages than their own, and so on. So people tend to ignore this scam against them or even support Dmarket's movement against them because they don't like the victims. Not only that, but Russians, especially in the CS scene, tend to not really speak English, or at least well, and I barely see any of them over on Twitter since as far as I know, Twitter isn't really popular in Russia. So they don't won't have too much room to complain except to each other. But that doesn't really do anything since all of them are banned, so that's why there aren't too many stories being shared. But this should definitely not be looked over since it's a serious problem. We can't let sites scam people in the middle of a day and let them get away with it. Imagine if China beefed with the US or Europe and Buff would block all the other users that are outside of China. People would lose millions of dollars, including me, you, and everyone you know, and we couldn't really do anything against it. We would be caught in the middle of a fire that we have nothing to do with. Even though I understand why they block these countries, I definitely don't support Dmarket scamming their users and keeping their funds just because of their nationality. I am making this video because I just want it to be known by everyone that if a site chooses to do such things, it might do more bad stuff in the future. I really don't want any drama or beef, I just want the site to do better and solve it. As far as I know, probably 99.9% of the deals do go smooth on Dmarket, and I'm not saying it's all awful, but there are definitely stuff that has to be improved and fixed. It just can't be overlooked. I want to put some light on it because I'm sure it's not a great feeling getting ripped off by a marketplace that everyone promotes as a very good and legit one.